Well, hello and welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and welcome to episode 61 of the Jesus Enrique Rosas Show. We are live right now through YouTube on the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel, on X, Kinesics, and on Rumble on the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel. After this show ends, you will be able to listen and download on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Remember that the best way to support my channel, support my videos, support every single aspect of this show, all you have to do is to like and subscribe. It's very easy. It's for free. And also make sure that you download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video, completely for free, and subscribe to my emails as well. That would be just amazing. Very easy. All of that for free, and let's get started right away. Just a quick check on the live chat, which is working nicely. So many lovely body language buddies in the house tonight. We're gonna be talking about Gavin Newsom, a clip that has been requested thousands of times on my timeline, on my X timeline today. We're gonna have that. Wray as well, just Harry, some Marvel news, and a bit of bizarre stuff. But talk a bit about everything. So we are ready to begin. Let's dive right in, because this is gonna be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Why? Because, well, everybody was requesting this analysis this morning. It was insane. Like, all of a sudden, this exploded everywhere. And it was thanks to Leilani Dowding, who tagged me on X. Why the hell is Newsom smiling and rocking as he says this? You are a body language expert. I need to know. So he was saying, I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of Down in Hawaii, who has some ideas about some land use concerns. So he was talking about this. It's just 20 seconds long, the clip. We have this and two more clips that are going to be interesting. But this one, the clip that grabbed everybody's attention. So I'm going to play it, and you will be the first to judge. What do you see? He is talking, remember that he is talking in the context that's important, the context of the horrific fires that are ravaging Los Angeles right now, and he, as the governor of California, well, he's looking for answers. He's like, hey, let's find who is responsible for this. Who is responsible for this? But let's play the video, and then we can analyze it right after this.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
So maybe you noticed that he did that very strange rocking with his body. You saw that he began rocking his body like this, like, you know, it's like a Disney movie, like the classic Disney movies, not current Disney movies, when somebody asks a question, somebody has to explain something, and they begin, well, the dancing routine, and they begin to sing the answer to the question. You know, classic Disney movie figure, but they begin to do this. And why is he doing that little dance? If, in case you didn't spot that, in case you miss it, I'm going to play it muted so you can see it without the sound. It's important. Usually when I'm going to do body language analysis, the first step, in fact, is to listen to the sound without watching the video. It can sound a bit counterintuitive, but that is the actual process. First, you listen to the sound, then you look at the video without the sound, and then you finally look at the whole enchilada. But this movement, here it comes. That one, he begins to dance. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better. You have to see it. You have to see this in HD. Why is Newsom doing this? My first idea, my first concept. in my experience, when there's any kind of rocking movement, maybe you're rocking back and forth, or you're rocking side by side, or you're doing this, usually that is a very complex pacifying gesture. You rock your body like if you were a baby and you are rocking a baby, to pacify him. That is the same principle. You rock your body a bit, just a bit, from side to side, but it's very subtle. Very subtle. It's not usually something that you can notice. It's more or less like, it's like when you notice somebody is breathing, which becomes breathing or becomes a bit heavy. You know that the person is trying to pacify himself in this case, but he, let's say that his face, when he's sucking, he's speaking, when he's doing the rock, let's hide the rocking. Let's do something. Let's hide his shoulders to make that experiment. Let's focus on his face, not look at his shoulders, to see what do we get from here. What do we get from here? And, well, you see that he doesn't look worried at all. In fact, this is a joke, of course, but you cannot tell me that it doesn't look like he's speaking in a Valley Girl accent right now. Like, this is full Valley Girl expression, and not to mention that he has that smile on his face. That smile. I'm going to play again. I'm going to play the clip again. Make sure that you can read the captions. Know that sound can be a bit imperfect sometimes. Here it comes with sound.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just.
It's concerning that he's talking about the speculators, those who want to grab the cheap land, now that everybody knows that owners of the current soil will not be able to build in time so they can keep their tax breaks. So it's going to be a mess. According to Newsom, he's moving 42 or something like that secret reforms of tax law. According to himself, of course, and for some reason they are secret, his words, not mine. And you can also see that when he's saying that he was talking to the governor of Hawaii.
I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor.
He has this smile. He's smiling like this. It's just like my analysis yesterday of Mayor Bass of Los Angeles. Why was she smiling when she was talking about this tragedy of so many people, and 16 people that are dead, that have died in these fires, and so many people have lost everything? This is not something. This is not how humans, or at least empathic humans, usually function. In this case, we usually talk about psychopathy. I spotted this in let's say in the original video. I have the original complete. It's like 11 minutes. We're not gonna watch the 11 minutes, but a couple of clips that I want to highlight here. Let me see if this is one of them.
That we're dealing with a myriad of issues.
Okay, this is the one that we already saw. But there's another clip that I wanted to show you that is equally as concerning. Most people have not seen this clip that you're going to watch, and it's going to be important so we can understand, furthermore, the body language of Gavin Newsom speaking about this fire. So here it goes.
Everybody has got no one does. I mean, it's literally, when you see a number like that, it's wild speculation. It's astronomical. It's unprecedented. That's not a numeric, but there can't be a numeric until you get the teams on the ground. Right now, we're still fighting again. 5 active fires.
I made a comment on X that he was talking about this, there's, let's say, projections of how much it's going to take to rebuild, how much it's going to take in effort and time and everything. And he was talking like he had just one big at horse racing. And I said, no, this doesn't fit, because he knows that so many people are going to lose their homes permanently. They will have to move somewhere else. Somewhere else. And again, we're going to do the same exercise we did before. We're going to mute this. I'm going to watch only his body language. I'm going to hide all this. We don't need the captions right now. We only need the movement of his body. And we got to zoom. See that he's using these gestures and, this palm up front, like signaling, everything's going to be okay. You have to chill out. You have to calm down. This is going to be okay, right? We're going to solve this. Because they were not the ones who provoked this. Maybe not who provoked this, but they, you remember that Gavin Newsom removed $100 million from fire preventing services. And, there are people even defending him. Oh, it was not Gavin's fault. It had nothing to do with this. It would have made no difference. You know that some people are really brainwashed. But when we keep looking at him, he keeps that smile, okay, as in not concerned. I would like to see Gavin Newsom concerned at some point. I remember that we did a body language analysis back then, 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, before the elections, and he was talking about Donald Trump, the danger of Donald Trump coming back. And he was a bit concerned, especially the pushback that he was planning to do against Trump in case he won. And it was one of the few times that we saw him really concerned. So we can say that he was more concerned about Donald Trump than all the people from California, from Los Angeles, who have lost their houses. So, priorities, I guess. I think we are talking about priorities. Yeah, it would have been much better for Kamala to win, but sadly for him, that was not the case. He keeps, you see that he keeps talking and has this very tiny jumps. You see that he's like, before he was rocking side to side, now he's doing these tiny jumps. Like you see like he's happy. Yeah, this looks happy, like somebody who just won the lottery. And even the only thing that I could say that he got a bit defensive was with that full shoulder shrug. That was a full shrug. Again, what was he saying at that moment? It's unprecedented. Well, maybe one of the few times in which he acts like an actual human being. He even turns his face away, looks away from the reporter, something that is natural. So at times he acts like a normal human being, but other times, he has this. I'm going to play this for you in close up so you can see this. He's talking about a baseball game. I don't know if there was a couple of 8 balls or what, but no, you see that this guy is completely disconnected. What do we get from here? And we need to go back to the original clip, the one who started this all, the one that started all these requests, and we're gonna watch it. That rocking back and forth one last time.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in.
Ideas.
You had some ideas around some land use concerns.
Land use concerns. Okay, so this is something that should be concerning, right? And you see a complete separation between what the person is saying, their facial expression, and their full body language. You say, but Jesus, the rocking from side to side, the Disney song rocking side to side. I remember as Terry Crews in White Chicks when he was singing the song in the car. He was doing this. Yeah, that reminds me of Terry Crews in White Chicks singing the song. It doesn't have a direct meaning, but it's obviously, you see the gesture and it looks like he is happy, jumping, delighted. And if you separate what his body language is saying from what is coming out of his mouth, you see that there's a complete separation, and that is what is so unsettling. That is one of the things that is so unsettling, and that can take you by surprise. And in many ways, in many instances, if you're a healthy, normal human being, you have mirror neurons. We have these mirror neurons in which whatever we see expressed in body language, we're going to reflect. It's very easy. We usually reflect inside us the emotions that we see. So this kind of people like Gavin Newsom, have the ability that they could be talking about a tragedy, and he's talking about that tragedy in such a detached and even happy way that you're listening to his words and you're looking at the background of what is going on behind him and what has been going on, and the tragedy. The stories are horrendous, and it's gonna take a lot for Los Angeles to recover from this. And then you see that it's not even a separation, it's a clash between body language and words, and you see this cannot be normal. This cannot be normal behavior. And it's, unsettling. It's disgusting how you feel something with what you know what is going on, and what you feel in his body language, what is projected. Let's make an example of somebody who was just listening. Imagine somebody who doesn't know what happened or what is happening in Los Angeles. Somebody who doesn't know anything about the fires. Maybe they would see this and they would be really confused. They would say like, okay, they're talking about a mass fire and he is all happy. Maybe something bad burned, and maybe this is something good in some way. Well, none of this is good in some way, or at least in the ways that we know. Although I'm pretty sure that there are people who are going to benefit from this. And I'm open to any theories. We could talk about those theories in the following shows. There are any kind of conspiracy theories about this. Why this has something to do with the Olympics as well. Well, you can share in the live chat. You can share in the comments any theories that you deem are the right one to explain not only why all of a sudden you got all these arson attacks, because this was mostly arsonists and now looters. And we know, in all cases, we know that the budget was redirected for attending illegal migrants. That is a given. We already know that. It's something that it's not a surprise. Gavin Newsom is doing all that he can to remove that story from the internet, to make sure that is that people think that, oh no, that is misinformation, that is fake news. But that is a fact. That is a fact. Those fire prevention services were denied the right budget that they needed. The fire hydrants were dried, and even Joe Biden, I think we can look for that video later. Joe Biden was mocking the fact that people were angry that there were no water in the fire hydrants, which is outrageous as well. But you know that, well, Biden has less than 7 days. It's like less than 1 week in office. And of course, maybe that's why Newsom is blaming Donald Trump for this, for not going to California. I don't know. But that is one of the things with body language. You have verbal expression, which is very important. You have to pay attention, take notice of what is coming out of people's mouth, what people is saying, the words that they use. And simultaneously, not only their general body language, their posture, how their demeanor, everything, and their faces as well. And if something doesn't fit, and if something doesn't fit at this level, then you know that no, there's nothing wrong with you. Maybe there's something wrong with the person. Either way, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video, and you will be subscribed to my email list as well. Let me see your live chat. And in the live chat, I've seen many of your concerns about what is this and how are these psychopaths? How are these psychopaths in charge, in power? Who puts them in there? I mean, he blames Trump while praises Biden. Meanwhile, what about the people in California? Good. I want to show you something here, something that can be useful to understand the level of gaslighting. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Okay, here it is. I'm going to copy and paste it right now so you can understand the level of gaslighting, the level of brainwashing in here. I have it right here. It has to do before we move on with the next topic. It's like this. We got this Victor Shi or Shai. I don't know how to pronounce that. Victor Shi. I need everyone to hear me on this. A mayor has no control over hurricane-level wind gusts. 100 fire trucks would not have stopped a fire in 100-mile-per-hour winds. Scientists and firefighters have said the same. End of discussion. Now is the time we focus on rebuilding. There are people like this. You would ask, are these people real? Are these people real? These people are absolutely real. Sadly, they're absolutely real. We don't know how. Well, we do know how. It's the brainwashing. But it's something outrageous that they come out of the woodwork to defend people like the mayor and the governor, who are the ones in charge of making sure that this didn't happen. And we got Caruso, who made sure to, well, show everybody that it was possible to be prepared for this. It was completely 100% possible to be prepared for this. But, you know, that is going to be the hardest part. That is why Donald Trump is making so much emphasis. He's making it everything about uniting the country. There cannot be America great again without uniting the country. And the first step is to show everybody who has Trump derangement syndrome, everybody who still believes in the Democrats, to understand, hey, you know who is actually responsible for this? The ones who were in charge. And you're going to see so many things happening after 1 week, after the inauguration. You're going to see so many things that these people are going to blame Trump for. And you will realize the guy has 1 or 2 days in office, 1 week in office. He will try to fix some things, besides all the stuff that he's going to be thrown at, which I'm sure is going to be a lot. But it's going to be a fun ride. In the end, it's going to be a fun ride. What I wish is that, well, the United States is fixed in many ways, especially the polarization. Especially the polarization. So, we have another topic, which is this 60-minute interview of FBI Director Christopher Wray. I have a clip of 1 minute that I wanted to take a look at this. What he was talking about. It pretty much was under the radar today. Maybe because the Gavin Newsom clip was just exploding everywhere. But I wanted to take a look at that. 60 Minutes, FBI Director Christopher Wray says China's cyber program has stolen more personal and corporate data from the U.S. than every other nation combined. Scott Pilley reports tonight on 60 Minutes. if only Chris Wray would have been in some kind of position to avoid that, some kind of, job description that allowed him some kind of power to prevent China to steal personal and corporate data from the US. We still know, we know that a lot has to do with TikTok. And well, maybe I will have some time to talk about TikTok after we see this. But let's take a look at this 60 Minutes interview.
China's cyber program is by far and away the world's largest, bigger than that of every major nation combined. And
notice that he does this ample gestures with his head to emphasize, look at this.
Every major nation combined.
Combined. He does uses his head a lot to emphasize those words. Yeah, China. He's saying this right now, Boutique Mutts. He's saying this right now. He could have said that, maybe 6 months ago, maybe 1 year ago. I don't think that China's reconnaissance program has exploded in the past couple of weeks. No, we know that those balloons were out there from a long time ago, and they're still there. We still don't know what the drones are about.
And has stolen more of Americans' personal and corporate data than that of every nation, big or small, combined. But even beyond the cyber theft, there's another part of the Chinese cyber threat that I think has not gotten the attention publicly that it, I think, desperately deserves. And that
what I don't like about this interviews is that he's using a bit of a word salad. He's taking a bit too much to get to the point. And that the connections of China with the Bidens are strong, and maybe is doing some kind of damage control with this.
Chinese government's pre-positioning on American civilian critical infrastructure to lie in wait on those networks, to be in a position to wreak havoc and can inflict real-world harm.
Well, I think this is a red herring. I think this is a red herring. Now, a red herring is when you have something that is trying to distract you from something. The classic red herring in movies, it was when Obi-Wan tells Luke Skywalker that Darth Vader killed your father. That is the most famous red herring in the history of humanity. So this is a red herring as well. China has interest in wreaking havoc in the United States, but not in the way that he is describing it. I don't think this is in an overt way. You know, many ways that all these actors, including, of course, the Biden-Harris administration, have made sure to let these sleeper cells inside the country, and maybe all that we have discussed about the illegal immigrants is also a distraction from the main topic, that inside all those trend, like the Tren de Aragua from Venezuela, those gangs that have entered the country, maybe that is a red herring as well. Maybe we have actual sleeper cells which are not like the cyber threat is not like they're going to detonate bombs or something like that. No, the cyber threat has more to do with things like TikTok, which have TikTok single-handedly has fried the brains of so many Gen Zs, and I would say that so many Gen Alphas as well. So I think that is China's greatest threat. The way that they have infiltrated the discussion, and they, through TikTok, insanely popular app, which has still, I think, 6 days to live in the United States before it is removed from the United States, and that would be devastating for the app. Not that I care, because as I've told you many times, I've tried to delete my TikTok account, and that is virtually impossible. I just leave it there. I just don't have it installed in my devices anymore. So you have something that can be used to program. You can tailor the algorithm to target people in the United States and show them some certain information, certain content, guide that public opinion in some way. And if you have an app that is so addictive, because TikTok is perhaps the most addictive of apps. That is hands down its greatest asset. That is the real danger. So I think that when I saw this clip, my first reaction was, it's like this guy, first one, is reacting a bit too late to whatever China is doing. And the second one, he is a bit misleading about the actual nature of the invasion. The invasion is not going to be, the balloons could be reconnaissance balloons, but that is maybe more like distraction balloons. Because if you can read it on the news, most probably that is not what you're looking for. You have to look for what you are not reading in the news. You have to look at psychology. You have to look at mass manipulation warfare. And the mass manipulation is not going to be, oh yeah, we're going to go on 60 Minutes or we're going to be in a headline on CNN. No, the mass manipulation is going to happen covertly. The mass manipulation is going to happen in a way that nobody noticed it. But it's going to affect, it's going to influence, it's going to be a mass manipulation of the people of the United States. And if you own TikTok, as the CCP does, then you will be able to say that whoever is in the United States, this certain age, of this gender, they will have this message, and this kind of message is going to be pushed, and they're going to be, we're going to make sure that they think in this certain way. That could be done, and the issue is that China actually, literally controls that. So everybody who has TikTok installed has a gateway, a direct gateway to the Chinese Communist Party to control them. It's that simple. So that is the actual threat. I don't know if Chris Wray knows this, and he 100% knows this. He should be saying it, but he's making sure to instead go for a red herring. Darth Vader killed your father. Okay, that is confused. That is misleading. Yeah, that is misleading. That is what he's doing in this case. You know that all of them are going to do whatever it takes to make Trump's four-year term as hard as possible. So you have to like prime your mind in this way. You have to frame everything they do or say in this way, and that way you will be able to think clearer. Have more of this clip.
Harm at a time and place of their choosing.
The Chinese have already insinuated malware into critical American infrastructure.
That's correct.
Like what?
Things like water treatment plants.
Water treatment plants. Okay. I am not an expert. But what would be the triggering event? What would be the triggering event to, we have infiltrated water treatment plants. So we hack the water treatment plants. We hijack them. Like you can hijack a system and you basically ask for some kind of ransom because you block everyone. You lock everybody out the system. Is that a possibility? I don't know. It would be interesting to talk to a cybersecurity expert to know if they can actually do this, and if every water treatment plant has, it's possible to be hacked this way. With automations, the more automations we have, sadly, and the more things are connected to the net, the more prone everything is to be hacked. Even washing machines are connected to the internet nowadays. I don't know why, but yes, this is I don't know. I think this. I would take everything that this guy says with a grain of salt.
We're talking about transportation systems. We're talking about targeting of our energy sector, the electric grid, natural gas pipelines.
So let me get this straight. America should be the strongest country in the world, right? Where you got all these three-letter agencies, and you got all this intelligence, and you have all this means to not only to defend this cutting-edge technology, and you are telling us in a 60-minute interview, 7 days before the Trump inauguration, that China could have been infiltrated water treatment plants, and also we're talking about transportation systems, maybe the subway, the New York City subway, for example. Maybe they can fix what's happening with the New York City subway for, how worse you can make the New York City subway. We're talking about targeting of our energy sector, the energy sector as well, the electric grid, natural gas pipelines. Whose responsibility is this? If he's telling the truth, then whose responsibility is this? Who is responsible for this bridge insecurity? Shouldn't be himself? Shouldn't be himself the one in charge of the of that stuff? Is he somehow trying to say this to, benefit who? Who benefits from this? Because somebody in the Biden-Harris administration must be responsible for this. So he's talking like this has nothing to do with him. Or maybe he actually allowed him under his watch, and then he is sounding the alarm. So it seems like he had nothing to do with that, just like what Newsom is doing. Oh, who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for there was no preparation for these fires? These are my speculations, of course. These are my speculations, but I see this. And you know that beyond body language, you have to listen to people's intentions and also the timing. When do people do what they do? Why this interview is happening right now, 1 week before Trump's inauguration? That is, all those are ingredients for this analysis. Natural gas pipelines and what else?
And recently, we've seen targeting of our telecommunications.
Telecommunication systems, so everything. China has infiltrated literally every system in the United States. Water, electricity, telecommunications, transportations. So the United States is essentially F up. It's that simple. Yeah, close the door. Let's please turn off the lights when you leave. But I don't know. I would like to know what you think about the words of Chris Wray in this 1 minute clip from his 60-minute interview. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Let me see your live chat. I want to see your live chat. Oh my God, the chat is on fire. The chat is on fire. Next 7 days gonna be nuts, family farms. I agree. I completely agree with you. I completely, 100%, wholeheartedly agree with you. But there are other topics that we need to move on. Interesting topics. So there's one very interesting that we need to address. And many people, so many of my body language buddies are from Europe. And I want to talk about Europe right now. Europe, in some sort of contrast against the United States. Not against the United States, but some kind of contrast. No implications for China, Donna Marsh. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, China is very strong. China has infiltrated every single of our systems. Even Starbucks has been infiltrated by China. But who's to blame for this? But let's say that Europe has worse problems than whatever the United States is dealing with at the moment, because the United States is going to be fixed in so many ways. But this thread from All Lehman on X, it's All Lehman. Make sure you follow him. This is very insightful of what is going on in Europe. Okay, I'm German. 16 years ago, the EU and US economies were neck and neck. Today, the US economy is 50% larger than the entire European Union combined. Let that sink in. This is important to understand the dynamics of how the economy is going to work in the next 4, 8, 10 years. Okay? The US economy today is 50% larger than the entire European Union combined. That is just brutal. In just 16 years, they took this advantage. Here's the devastating truth behind Europe's ongoing economic suicide. Here's the thread. First, let's look at the numbers. I'm going to change here. Let's look at the numbers. US GDP, 25.5 trillion. Remember that the US debt is like 35 trillion, by the way. They're trying to catch up, but the public spending is so brutal. Let's see if Elon with Vivek can do something about that with Dodge. And EU GDP is 16 trillion, but in 2008 they were nearly equal. What the hell happened over the past 16 years? It's simple. Europe chose security over growth. Something that I have seen in virtually every European country is that okay, you live a very peaceful life if you can deal with the invasion, that is, but you live a peaceful life, a very serene way of life, very let's say low on stress, relatively low on stress. And America chose innovation over regulation. You know that America is the land of everything that is possible, but you have to be constantly pushing and working yourself into success. That's the only way to make it in America. And right now, more so after, thank you, Biden. The results, America has produced nine. I sounded like the vegan painter. $9 trillion companies, 9 out of 10 of the most valuable companies in the world. Europe has produced 0, nowhere to be found. Most valuable companies, nowhere to be found. And of the top 10, 9 of those are in the United States. But it goes deeper than numbers. European talent is fleeing en masse. We have all that is going on with AI. I would like to talk more about AI. It's a topic that fascinates me. There are so many angles that we could be addressing about AI, not only the generation of images, of text, or how we're going to automate things, how people are going to... Today, I had some technical details with my website, with my blog, and I went to my hosting provider, and I usually talk to a human, but in this case, it was a robot, an AI, and the AI was quite decent at solving the stuff. I ultimately, like the last 10%, I needed to talk to a human, but the first 90%, it was not much of a difference. So yeah, that big change is coming. I see most European entrepreneurs choosing between two paths. The US for higher salaries, like 350K tech jobs, or Southeast Asia for lower cost of living to build startups. Why? Because Europe made it impossible to win at home. You have to make it easier for your entrepreneurs to start companies, to be able to put your ideas to market the faster, because this market is the fastest ever. Take Berlin's startup scene, where I used to live. Founders are often viewed with suspicion. An entrepreneur is seen as an exploiter. I witnessed tech founders being called capitalist parasites at local meetups. I am not surprised. I have been, let's say, all over Europe, and sadly, the spirit is pretty much the same. And what is more disconcerting is that every single country has these plans to stimulate the economy, to make it easier for entrepreneurs. But when you look at the actual red tape, you say, hey, wait a second, it's only like this facade that looks like they want to like push innovation, when actually the actual regulation is so massive that you get discouraged immediately. I look at some of those initiatives and I ask, why aren't there more European startups? And the reason is that all those regulations are lying below. It's like an iceberg. You see everything nice at the top, at the peak of the iceberg, but below the water, oh my God, red tape all the way down. Turtles and red tape all the way down. Founders are celebrated. Meanwhile, in places like Silicon Valley and New York City, founders are celebrated. Risk-taking is rewarded. Failure is seen as education. Very important. It's not because you fail, you are a failure. No, it's just just another step in your journey, not embarrassment. To make matters even worse, Europeans are drowning in red tape. Employment laws making hiring and firing impossible. Tax rates crushing small businesses. Compliance costs killing innovation. To start a company in France takes 84 days. That is like forever in terms of the market. 84 days. That is like 3 months. In America, 4 days. You can get incorporated in 4 days. Even French President Emmanuel Macron admits it. When comparing Europe to the American and Chinese markets, he said, "The EU could die. We are on the verge of a very important moment," Mr. Macron said. "Our former model is over. We are over-regulating and under-investing. In the 2 to 3 years to come, if we follow our classical agenda, we will be out of the market." But the question is, even if you get to change or try to change the regulation, how do you change the culture? How do you change a culture to, actually stimulate innovation and entrepreneurship? That is the main question. The changing the culture is going to be the most difficult part. The anti-innovation mindset is killing Europe. For example, when Elon Musk built Giga Berlin, Germans protested, "No techno-colonialism." Tesla almost canceled the project due to regulatory hurdles and community opposition. This happens daily with the smaller companies too. Europe's regulatory culture created an economic spiral of doom. Talent leaves, companies avoid investing, innovation dies, economy stagnates, more regulation follows. So there's this vicious cycle in a downward spiral. And this is why memes like Europoors exist. And well, you know that you see it every 3 to 4 weeks, you see the same topic surfacing again on X, in which, okay, you are in Europe, you are poor. The difference in what people can earn in the United States versus Europe, it's one of the reasons why so many people want to go to the United States from Europe. That is a reality. That's not something that, not some kind of number that we are making up. The numbers are brutal. 90% of EU tech talent would move to the US for right offer. European tech salaries are 50% lower than US, and startup funding 5 times higher in US. And Europe's few tech successes, most of them moved to America. Spotify, Klarna, ARM, all of those have been bought by American companies or moved to America. While Europe debates the ethics of AI, America builds it. You can say what you want about AI, you will not be able to stop it. Yes, we can complain. Yes, we can say that so many things about AI are not moral or ethical or are against human creativity. This is going to be so disruptive. We still don't know what's going to happen with our jobs and our way of living. But still, we cannot stop that. It cannot be stopped. It's that simple. You have to deal with the fact that it's coming. While Europe regulates cryptocurrencies, America innovates them. While Europe protects all industries, America creates new ones. The solution, in my eyes, Europe must slash regulations, embrace risk-taking. The risk-taking is part of the culture. How do you imbue risk-taking into European culture? How many generations do you want do you need to achieve that? Support entrepreneurs, lower taxes on innovation, but will they? As an European, I unfortunately doubt it. The regulation addiction is too deep, the anti-business culture too ingrained. As one French friend entrepreneur told me, I love Europe, but I can't build my future here. The system won't let me. And yeah, that is a sad reality. I love Europe as well. It's something that is it's just wonderful. It's just beautiful. Any country. I have most of my favorite cities in the world are in Europe. And this is why America keeps winning. Not because Americans are smarter, but because their system benefits those who build. Remember that we are creators. This is the single most important thing. We are creators. We were born, we exist to create. If you're not creating, you're simply not existing. That's the essence of existing for humanity. Europe has become a museum, great at preserving the past, not gonna lie, wonderful at preserving that, terrible at building the future. If you had the two things, it would be just amazing. Unless Europe slashes regulations and embraces risk-taking, the gap will only widen. As a German, this pains me deeply. I love Europe, the rich culture and history, the incredible cuisine, the best techno scene on earth. The fact a 2-hour flight takes you to new worlds with new language, new culture, new country. I'm rooted here. Yeah, something that is just beautiful. But beneath this beautiful diversity lies a common problem. Every European country shares the same anti-entrepreneurship mindset. I concur. It doesn't matter if you're in Berlin, Paris, or Stockholm. The system is designed to hold builders back. This is the sad part. This is forcing a generation of Europeans to make an impossible choice. Stay in a culture we love, but can't build in, or leave everything behind to chase opportunity. To be fair, they are builders like Levels.io. I follow Levels.io, who is currently living in Portugal. He's living in Portugal. He's saying that living in Portugal is wonderful. Portugal is a wonderful country. Lisbon is magical city. As long as I remember, was still very safe. Red tape to build in Portugal per se is no, that doesn't work. But if you're building things online, that is great. If you're building things online and you're in Europe, that is just great. Okay, that is something that you might think. So that's something that you might consider doing. All right. The problem is, of course, that at the same time you have the taxes. Because, whatever you're building, you have to pay the fair share to the government. And in Europe, the fair share is way more than fair. Way more than fair. The question isn't if Europe will fall behind. It already has. It's on its way to irrelevancy. And it's a reason why I'm currently looking to move out of the continent. The real question is, will the change course before it's too late? I don't know, but make sure that you, I already was on Ollie's newsletter. Make sure that if you like this thread, make sure that you join his newsletter as well. It is something that I always said, that It would be great if you could live in beautiful cities like cities in Europe, and of course not have the invasion that has been happening to Europe. That is, that is another of my favorite topics to address. But at the same time, I have the opportunity to build something meaningful. Again, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. I'm already seeing some of your comments, like Leah Caballera. Portugal is becoming UK 2.0. Jesus, oh my God. Oh my God. That's too bad to know. Globalists have infiltrated all of the West. I agree, Jana. What can we do about that? What can we do about that? And so many of you really love my golden tie. The man of the golden tie. Sounds like a James Bond movie. The man with the golden tie. Or Austin Powers movie. Yeah, security is relative, because when a country begins to have all these plans for security, when a country tries to do everything to protect its citizens in a deranged way, no matter what happens, that protection at the same time hinders. I don't know why it should hinder innovation, but it so happens that it does. It so happens that it does. Yeah, we're entering a golden era. Maybe I would use this this tie the day of the day of the inauguration. I don't have a stars and stripes tie. I should have. Jesus, we have been discussing your ties. Oh, Samantha, maybe I should have a special members only live to show my tie collection and what are my favorite ones. The golden one, gold is one of my favorite finishes or colors. Gold is not really a color. It's a finish, and it's one of my favorite ones, hands down. And what we can talk about. We can talk now that we're talking. I'm going to flip some of the topics today. In terms of what we're talking about, now that we mentioned the topic of AI, we need to address a couple things here. We need to address that not every new technology is good, and now that we're talking about AI. We need to address that not only the AI revolution is going to change the way that we work and the way that we live, there's also the question if a universal basic income is going to be a thing. Now that so many people is going to be maybe without a job because AI is going to automate so many things, the jobs are going to be there. But so many people will be able to do the work of 30 people at the same time. That is going to be part of the revolution. How is that going to work? But now we have actual robot girlfriends. I don't know if you remember that movie. I think it was with Melanie Griffith, Cherry 2000. You remember that movie? I'm sure that many of you must remember that movie, Cherry 2000. It was about robotic or cyborg girlfriends. Cyber girlfriends. We have this type of lifelike humanoid robots always fail because default building them have not a clue. These are some kind of a robot chicks. If this was Austin Powers, now we're talking about Austin Powers, this would be fembots. Oh, fembots. What about the fembots? This says Las Vegas 2025, realbotics. This is horrific. This is nightmare fuel. What is this? What is this? This is the stuff of nightmares. I mean, what is this? What is this? I don't understand how somebody, you know how much are these, robotic ladies? Do you know how much one of these robotic ladies that you can buy for your pleasure, I would say, $180,000. 177,000, but I guess that you can throw in three thousands more for some enhancements. They must come with enhancements and different sizes and the stuff. But what in the my first question for $177,000, can they cook? Can they make me a sandwich? Can they bring me a coffee every time I need it? That would be my first question. Can they cook? Well, making a sandwich is not, but what this is. Imagine waking up and you have this next to you. What the F? BJ dolls. Yeah, I'm guessing that they are designed for that kind of fun. Can she cook and clean and not talk back? No, no, Castellano. No, that is you need to maybe you need to buy an extra subscription, so she can cook and clean and not talk back. You need to pay maybe a $200 a month subscriptions for a girlfriend who doesn't talk. Ask iRobot if it's going to take our jobs. Not exactly the jobs it's gonna take, but other kind of jobs. Oh yeah, see, completely uncanny valley. Okay, yeah, we can see that. We can see that maybe she's got the mouth for the job. Maybe she comes with instructions. Try not to treat her too roughly. Try not to go to BDSM with her that much. I don't want to listen to her talk. Let's do this. Let's see, what is she saying?
Darling, I'm more about enhancing human experiences rather than taking jobs. Think of me as your entertaining plus one.
She's not meant to replace humans. Just be yourself.
She's not meant to replace humans. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. She's got the look. She's got the look that she's about to release the boob rockets or the boob miniguns. The fembot stuff. This is so uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is that a sense that you are looking at something that looks human, but it has it's this definition when you look at a robot that wants to pass as human, or when you saw there's 3D movies like the Polar Express. You remember the Polar Express? Remember all the nightmares you had with the Polar Express movie? That movie with Tom Hanks from Robert Zemeckis. Thank you, Robert Zemeckis. That was nightmare fuel. I still have night terrors with 3D Tom Hanks, and that is not something that I should repeat in any other show, given that Epstein Island exists. But well, whatever. Yeah, that is it's looking at something that looks very human, and you realizing, hey, this is almost human, but it's so this little thing that we know that we are next to something that is trying to pass as human, but is not. And that is what creates that sense of dread. It's like sense of dread that you feel. Somebody said that it is interesting that we have a sense of dread or disgust to things that are almost human, but are not completely human. And then when you think about it, why did we develop that sense of dread to things that almost look human, but are not human? Why? How did we develop that? It's a nice question. It's a nice question. Where does that come from? And in this case, well, I can see that, yeah, this might be the enhanced model. This has to be the enhanced model. Again, oh, and she moves in a totally, yeah, she absolutely looks like an Instagram model, I could say. If you like Instagram models, maybe this is your thing. If you have close to $200,000 to spare, then no, I don't think that she can cook. I don't think that she can cook. And this, at the same time, what is this? What in the name of the dear Lord is this? No. This ain't it. This ain't it. Yeah. The next Kardashian, Moonlight Texan. The Moonlight Texan. Moonlight Texan. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, the next Kardashian, Robo Kardashian. If you want your own Robo Kardashian at home, you can get it. It's not cheap. But I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe she can make sandwiches, at least. Who are the sickos making them? I have an idea that could be Japanese. I don't know why. I have an idea that this could be from Japan. I don't know. I could be wrong, but there's a 90% possibility that this stuff is product of Japanese engineers. The jumpsuit is too big for her. Yeah, I really. We will live to see man-made horrors beyond our comprehension, and still, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Let's go to the live chat because, well, this was a bit too much for today. The enhanced. Oh, Michael Squire, can it vacuum? Michael, why exactly are you implying with your question? What kind of vacuum are you talking about? Maybe she can vacuum in, has more than one modality, one vacuum mode, if you know what I mean. Japan has been running this for years. I don't want to know how were the first models. The male version don't help at home. She says, if you want it, you're gonna have to put a ring on it. Margie wants to see the male bot. Well, let's say that male bots exist, but they look more like a jackhammer. They look more like a mini jackhammer than any other thing. But yeah, we're pushing our family-friendly line here. Rory, if there isn't a man one, man one is sexist. Trans. Yeah, it looks like a trans. They look like trans. That is interesting. Do robots actually have sex? Oh, they don't have chromosomes. So how can they have sex? The Japanese like some really weird, creepy stuff, and at some point they will have robot tentacles. Princess Dumbarton, you bet that. They must have them by now, right? They must have them by now. I saw a really creepy Japanese movie the other day, Tetsuo, the Iron Man. It was not the Iron Man. Don't watch it, please. Don't look for it. I advise you, do not look for that movie, Tetsuo, the Iron Man, a Japanese, what the hell movie? This is, if you like really crazy stuff, it's on YouTube somewhere, by the way. Oh, I remember that Duran Duran video. I remember that. Can you say cocaine? Cocaine? Why? Cocaine? Coke? Crack? Crack cocaine? I always remember when I say those words. Why do you want me to say cocaine, Steve Daniels? You want to edit me out of context? Go ahead. I always remember that meme of Barbie from Robot Chicken. How is that Barbie crack meme? Is it crack? Is that what you smoke? You smoke crack? I have to remind you of this one. It's one of my favorite memes like ever. I don't know why. Is it crack? Is that what you smoke? You smoke crack? Valley Girl included. Valley Girl, that would be a nice robot girlfriend. Robot girlfriend, Barbie robot girlfriend, life-sized. At least they could probably lift enough to be firefighters. Oh, nice. Foggy morning. You're spot on. Let's move something. Talk about this. In this case of a guy, you were asking for a robot guy. The Barbie crack meme is the best. Yeah, that is since always cracks me up. But it's time that we need to talk about another topic here. A topic that is important for humanity. A topic that I barely covered yesterday, and right now I need to go in depth in this. And it is the topic of Harry, the donut savior. This meme was thanks to Charles' voicemail on X. The Pope has spoken, the new Saint Shirley of the single donut. You know something that Harry did in this, I have some problems in my studio right now. That is Megan. That is, I'm being markled right now. One of my sound, one thing that I used for the sound was falling. I just caught that in midair. We were talking about that yesterday, that Megan was taking advantage of the fires, of the Los Angeles fires, she appear and do this photo shoot of 17 minutes. 17 minutes Megan was to take pictures. I hope that she didn't get a herniated disc because of that. And there's also this meme. Oh, I see he blessed the patron saint of opportunism, and we see Megan with her microphone. I think that this is Money Right, and the jam, of course. This was nice, nicely made. That's something that AI is good for. We can say that AI is good to create memes like this fast. For memetic warfare. This is what we have AI for. The patron saint of donuts, of the single donut. What happened? Kind Prince Harry helps find donuts for elderly wildfire victim. And you would ask, why are we finding about this? Why do we know this? Why are we aware of this? And that is exactly my own question. I have the answer, right? I have the answer. Don't despair, because I have all the insights about this, but we need to address the actual report here. Prince Harry went out of his way to find a special snack for an elderly victim of the Los Angeles wildfires. And Yahoo News, you know how useless is Yahoo News, but it's also cheap. And that's why the Duke and Duchess of Sausages decided to buy this spot and this report about a donut. I don't mean Harry, but Harry is a donut as well. The Duke of Sausages and his wife, Meghan, Duchess of Sausages, with that intro, only with that intro, you already know that this was written by their PR. Yeah, their PR sucks. Volunteered at the Pasadena Convention Center, blah, 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 was where, blah, blah, The 40-year-old royal who was wearing a hat and face mask, because COVID, had approached a bedridden man to ask if he would like a sandwich. I'm joking about the mask because they made sure to take the masks off when it was time for paparazzi. Paparazzi time. Take your mask off. Meghan, take the mask off, please. We're going to take the picture if you have the mask. Tell the Duchess to take off the mask, please. Over. Yeah, and she got the earpiece. I know it's Kamala who was wearing the earpiece, but that those all those things that all those coincidences between Kamala and Meghan. We used to say the coincidences between Amber Heard and Meghan. Now it's Kamala and Meghan. Who would be the next one? I don't know. But, well, it so happens that they took the masks off when it was picture time. But, well, he was approached a bedridden man to ask if he would like a sandwich, water, or something else to eat from a food cart. How do we know this? This should be a private conversation between Harry and this man. Somebody leaked that to the press, to the journalists. Or something else to eat from a food cart. And when they didn't have what the guy wanted, Harry kindly left the site to track down a donut for him. Mayor Victor Gordo. By the way, something that we need to say about Victor Gordo. This is important. This was a meme from the Babylon Bee, by the way. Los Angeles saved after Meghan Markle arrives to stand around wearing baseball cap. Yeah, we need to understand. Somebody mentioned this at the end of yesterday's show, that people could not access this site. To prevent looting, people need to show their ID to be able to access the site of all that has happened, right? That makes sense. So you can filter out the real owners of the houses who need to address what happened to their houses, and not the looters, who are plenty of them in Los Angeles right now. But as Patriota says, why is Victor Gordo, the mayor of Pasadena, giving tours of the Altadena damage to celebrities Harry and Meghan while homeowners aren't even allowed into the area? This is absolutely disgraceful. You see that all these people are into it. All these people, politicians, the sausages, all of them want a piece of the attention. This is a narcissistic fest. No, we only needed Gavin Newsom next to them, smiling. Hello, how are you? Oh, royalty. Hey, yeah, we're going to use royalty to quench the fires. I don't know how, but yeah, look at me with my psycho smile. And the mayor of Los Angeles will be useful as well. You know that she likes to smile when talking about disgraces. So all these people are insane. All these people are insane. Mayor Victor Gordo, who was pushing the food cart, told the Pasadena Star newspaper, "The gentleman said, 'What I'd really like is a donut.' Harry says, 'There's no donut here, but I will find one.' He takes off, and 10 minutes later, he returns with a donut. Where did Harry find the donut? Where did Harry find the donut? That is we would want to know. We want to know the whole story. The gentleman looks up and says, 'I guess I need my carbs and my sugar.' The unnamed man had no idea who Harry was, but told him, 'If you ever run for anything, I will vote for you.' Well, you could run for Africa, but that we would vote for that as well. You know that Harry at some point wanted to raise his kids in Africa. I don't know why he hasn't been able to realize that dream, to make that dream come true. Harry and Meghan helped hand out essentials to the fire victims for 17 minutes, and also met with relief teams and members of the Los Angeles Fire and Police Departments, which I don't know, as I asked you generally yesterday, how is it possible that these relief teams and members of the Los Angeles Fire and Police Departments had time to hang out with the grifters? How is that? How does that work? I don't know. All this is too sauce. None of this makes sense. The mayor told Fox 11, the same Fox 11 who made the Gavin Newsom interview. Oh, sorry. It's great people, great personalities, and great heart for them to come out here and meet with the first responders, meet with the people who were affected. It's very important. They really buoyed the spirits of the first responders. People were very happy to see them. This is like Netflix was putting a gun to the back of this guy. You say something real, say something good about these sausages, or else. They want to be as helpful as they can be. We visited with some of the affected families in some of the burnt out areas in Pasadena and Altadena. They took the time to meet the people that are affected and spend time, 17 minutes. They're just very caring people who are concerned for their friends and neighbors. Who wrote this? Nobody. I told you the other day, we were talking about AI, and I told you that I can spot something written by ChatGPT, something that reeks of synthetic. I can smell that this was not written by a human being. Human beings don't write like this, don't speak like this. Personally thank them for, no, people don't speak like this. People don't speak like this. This was a very lousy email written by an Archwell intern, or maybe Megan herself with the help of ChatGPT, the cheapest version, the cheap version of ChatGPT, maybe Megan GPT, and they just sent this out. Oh, this is gonna be so great. Netflix are mad of the backlash of the trailer of this would fix the donut story. Will 100% fix our reputation in a matter of minutes, in less minutes than the minutes that we spend with these people, with these peasants. It was previously reported that the couple, who are parents to Prince Archie, 5 and 3-year-old Princess Lilibet, opened their home to friends fleeing the wildfires. Oh yeah, and now the royals are believed to have offered their 14 million mansion. Wait a second, we read 29 million mansion yesterday. Does the market fluctuate like this in Los Angeles? Well, you can guess, well, because of the fires, it does, right? But I don't know. This is completely nuts. Who's going to believe that this happened, and who is going to believe that people ride this way? And this is something that we will be addressing tomorrow. Breaking: the Duchess of Sausages has delayed the release of her new Netflix series due to the devastation caused by the wildfires in LA. And the parody account sent for police communications, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone affected by this tragic news. We have opened up a phone line to offer support to those impacted. Never deleting this app, as Royally Sage says. Yeah, let them eat donuts, Key de Permit. Spot on with that comment. Oh, Marie Horan. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely on point. The royal family has not had royal blood for 400. What? Happy camper, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? At least she didn't dump her jars of jam on them. Yeah, that is a good thing, Jenny. That was 100% a good thing. Oh my God. But well, anyway, tomorrow we will be addressing that. The real reason why Megan officially delayed her cooking show for March. I was expecting to have memes and fun. Well, we will have to wait a little more. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Live chat. Where's my live chat? Is the screen getting blurry, or is just my screen? Maybe it's your connection, Isa man. It's things are going fine in here. I think things are going fine over here. Let me see. It's a maybe it's my connection. How is your screen? Is your screen working properly? Okay, yeah, it's the connection. Wait a second. I'm gonna fix this ASAP. Let me see. Wait a second. We can fix this. We can fix this before we address the last topic in just a minute. Very quickly. Okay, you look like one huge pixel. Let's wait a couple seconds to see if my connection comes back. Okay, until I fix the connection, we're going to... I have been markled. Yeah, something is happening to the connection. It seems to be... I'm going to try something here. I'm going to